I have no idea what the point of that introduction was, but welcome to Stargo Studios. You have caught me in booting up some Fortnite here. I just got a little bit of this going on. Now, how I like to roll, I got the windows open. We can hear the traffic cruising up and down the street. Neighbor is blasting death metal because it is her birthday, and she deserves to have some death metal for her birthday. God bless it be. And if this is just out into the void and you are stumbling upon this video, I want to say thank you for watching. And based on the title of the video, you're probably assuming that we're going to talk about for real, in real life. And even I see a guy jumping through this river. He's about to get something that he should be expecting because, well, I'm here and 38. He has not landed but one shot. That was close. All right, so he was actually pretty good. And he got me down to 22 health, but he left me with some splash juice. Perfect. That way, and a med kit. So, and a whole bunch of weapons. So now I have a bunch of weapons. I'm all looted up. I have 150 health, and I have one spectator on night. He didn't know that he was going to get a show right now. What are we going to do for him? What? A combat? He's going to be so upset because he was on his way to get that before I showed up. That would have been all him. It's a legendary combat assault rifle. That is super fun. So very grateful for that. Let's grab some of these pizza slices and back to the title of the video. Right. For real, in real life, Stunning Sunday. What have you been up to today? Me? I did some conversations. A lot of conversations. I learned a lot about myself today, and I learned a lot about other people, as you know. If you're not constantly developing and learning and growing, I mean, to each his own. There's no pressure to do anything, right? Isn't that what it ultimately comes down to? Autonomy, independence, knowing that nobody's like taking total control of your life and forcing you into doing anything or not giving you the options. Let me turn. Oh, I did. I want to always make sure the Wi-Fi is not interrupting because I notice my game is slowing down. But there's no other. So I started the video a little bit early just to give everybody a little bit of a, I guess, warning. I figured StreamYard was like, oh, you can have 15 minutes. Oh, it's Superman and he's running away. He keeps trying to build. Not sure. God bless you. Yeah, he was really trying to get me there, but there's just no way he was going to get through that alive. He did get me down to 64 health, but I have 3 slices of pizza. Oh, that was the guy I was battling. I was like in a little competition right now, actually. There is something I want to talk about as far as streaming and all that jazz goes. Not super important or anything. It just goes along the lines of back to that talking into the void and being available throughout time and how these videos are being recorded. And I always want to make that offer if anybody is interested. In fact, I'll go ahead and put that in the comments right now while we're all here. And I'm in the safe zone. It looks like there's nobody around. I wanted to say to the music machine to stop, but that's actually not even my house. That's somebody else. I thought I saw somebody, and I think it was just a fish like jumping up over the water. So in the comments over here, we're going to I think it's that song Miloko. There's people firing over to the east, so I'm gonna have to get over there in a minute. All right, is this even on? It's always good to do a little mic check. Man. For real, IRL. Sunday Stunning. It stunned me. It always does. I'm always shocked. But at the same time, not really. Everything is ultimately a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's the law of mirrors. Ultimately, everything is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And because of the law of mirrors and how everything's just a reflection of your expectations and your wants, your needs, your desires, it doesn't matter if you're authoritative or what is that called? Aloof. That's one of them. Feel free to post to the there we go. All right, so that should be great. Perfecta. No, it's perfecto. All right, so this was actually supposed to be on in 10 minutes. That thing was supposed to be counting down for that 10 minutes, and it was supposed to count backwards, but it never did that. Not what ended up happening at all. So things that, like I like to bring up and discuss and mull over and contemplate and overthink. Just, all these wild things. And got some like boxing gloves that if you like click this button a bunch of times, it like makes you like fly, and you're like, that's pretty exciting. So at 1 second. Thanks. All right. So that's taken care of. I was having my assistant close the door because it was getting a little Robloxy up in here. A little too much Roblox, and you'll get shut down. I'm telling you right now. It's like, where do those sounds come from? Fortnite, Roblox. I mean, you don't want people to hear your sounds. I mean, don't make them public. It's as simple as that. Is anybody actually paying for Roblox? Fortnite? They are free games, right? Dang. I don't know anything about commerce. Grok accused me of making an anti-brand out of the Stargoat brand, much like that other brand, Obey, right? Where everything is just ultimately a means in order to give back. So the goal, I always go over this, the idea of Stargoat Studios is to bring back to the community, is to bring in the opportunity for people to be able to stand up and speak their minds, much exactly like there's community spaces out there on X. Facebook does different opportunities, different communities. I'm actually in a rabbit community. Isn't that cool? And they're always posting little rabbit things, memes, rabbit jewelry. I think I'm gonna cut this over here because it's just way too much. It's like way too much. I can hear it. That way you can watch that while I go close this window. I don't know. I'm doing a live stream, so I'm gonna close my window. Oh. Oh. Yeah. No. Yeah, he's probably playing it. Have a good night, Arista. Ha! Dude, look at that. I'm just sitting here inside this house. Went to shut the window. And I'm in one of those communities where it's like in New York where you can like, talk to your neighbors. Right? It's like what's his name? From did I turn that back on? I did. So probably wondering why I have nothing on my head. Steven's so bald. Oh, there's a guy. Oh, he's like all scared. He's over here somewhere. I'm crouching right now. If you wanna see what I'm doing, it's super entertaining. You can't actually hear anything on these headphones. It's actually, it looks cool though, doesn't it? I should have got water, all kinds of things. But I said 8:30. It is now 8:30. So welcome to Stargoat Studios. It is I, your favorite Stargoat, and as always, I am definitely here to tell you that you are my favorite Stargoat. You are the star. You are the greatest of all time. You're literally made up of stardust, and I keep saying that every time, and that's the introduction. So that's what we're going on. And I want to send a shout out to all these people that I wanted to listen to every single space today. I wanted to get in and listen to these conversations, but I am literally somehow, in some way, having conversations with so many people at the same time. I will be texting in 3 or 4 different chats, personal chats and group chats, while I am conducting real life business. It's really, really making me ponder the intricacies of the brain. How much can you really, really get done? How much can you really do? I mean, it's just, if planned accordingly, you could really go about your day and not experience burnout ever. I mean, you really could. If you have the right constraints, you have the right sleep patterns, you have all kinds of stuff. So, anyways, Joe and Tom will be joining us here momentarily. I was told 45 minutes. And then once they come along, yeah, we're going to discuss a few more things about what was stunning today in their world, what's stunning in your world. What does stunning even mean? Like a stun gun? Wouldn't that be fun? And I would like to know if you have ever encountered a stun gun, either voluntarily or involuntarily. I am very curious. I happen to know people that have done it both ways. And if you've ever been hit with a stun gun or just shocked in general, I want to know about that. How do you feel? Have you been diagnosed and requested by your physician to receive uh, electric shock therapy? I know some people have. Oh, dang, that bouncing dynamite just does not bounce the right way sometimes, doesn't it? Where's this guy's footsteps coming from? How am I going to get more health? Oh, I threw the dynamite and it backfired and it got me instead. So now I'm like, I'm in the creek over here. I'm not literally, I'm actually in a house. I'm not in a creek. But the problem is well, I guess I'm in the safe zone. It's just, I've got like barely no health left, and there's still, I think, 2 other players. What am I gonna do? Oh, what am I going to do? I don't see anything. I don't see any health packs. I didn't bring any health with me. Oh, here comes this guy. I see him. I see him. I see him. Oh, and I threw the dynamite in time. Why is it dynamite? I got third. Yeah. Oh well. A lot of fun. So, as usual, we have Fat Boy Slim going off in the background there. If you happen to catch that behind me, that is the one and only Brighton Beach Boutique Volume 2. And you're wondering, do I really play that all the time? Yes. Yes, I do. It's just on all the time. I do see the microphone is on, and the link has been sent. I put in the comments. Feel free to request to be on the live feed. You're more than welcome to join us. And I will check out x.com real quick to see if there are comments on here, I think, sometimes. And I see them on Facebook, too. And actually, there are spaces happening right now. And sometimes in the spaces, you can just jump in. And like I was telling you before, I have a serious problem with that. Let's see. The chats are updated, notifications, and wow, so beautiful. All right. We're sharing information about the chats. Okay, so let me see how this ends up looking on here. And 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to click this. What do you know? It didn't work. Do you know why it didn't work? Because I didn't have this over here on. I was looking for the audio because when we do have our live guest pop on, we're going to want to be able to hear each other. And I want to make sure it doesn't. See? Now the question is, interesting, right? So now we know if I have the speakers on and Joe and Tom are talking in the background, then it's not going to cause too much of a problem. So hello and welcome to the show. Tonight we do have Joe and Tom. They will be here momentarily. Let me make sure. Excuse me, and I'll clear my throat at the same time. Because Joe and Tom should be arriving momentarily. I was playing some Fortnite. And it is super, super dry. You can see there's like some TV going on. It's like always a party up in here in Fortnite. It's not Fortnite, right? It's Sunday. Do you even know what date it is? No, I actually don't. I don't have the slightest clue. I do not keep track of the Gregorian calendar at all. I have no idea what the time is actually. I count in my head. I have like this ongoing number system that I just keep stacking and building like these like little blocks, and like inside of each block is like each day of my life. So 44 years times, I can't, and that's the thing, I don't know actual math. Like once you start labeling numbers, like you lost me. Don't give them all names. Like they already like serve enough purposes. Like we don't have to like categorize the numbers. Like they already exist. Does that make sense? But no. As humans, we got to go through and break it all down and try to figure it out. We're like, oh, look at this, look at that. And anyway, so like I said, I'm still learning how we could possibly integrate, because when I look, I see it comes up available. I mean, it's not. Oh, you know what I should put is please come live, or feel free to request to come live. Can I just copy this and there's no pin button, delete, put user in time. I could put myself in timeouts. Sometimes I need to be put in timeout. And if you have had more than a 5-minute long conversation with me, yeah, I'll go to timeout. Excuse me. Okay, that was a good timeout. Welcome back. It is me, Stephen Gray, your favorite Stargoat. And again, you are mine. I did say that at the beginning about 15 minutes ago, and I did come on 15 minutes early because StreamYard was like, oh, please, here's like a timer thing. Do you want 30 or 15? And I was like, 15 minutes, that's perfect. That's exactly how long it is from now until the show. And I see other casters, they will totally set that up like right at the beginning, where it's like a 15-minute warning. And it's just like their little backdrop. But I think they have somebody that knows how to do this, and I'm absolute certain that there's a button on here where I can do the exact same thing. So I really am just so super tempted. Oh, I'm gonna shut this up. I know we love hearing the little bells and whistles of everybody's phone when somebody's in the middle of having like a really important conversation or a deep conversation, or trying to say something super important. But for real, I learned quite a bit today, and it does tie more into the depths of I don't want to say behaviorism, but perception. I've been using this for that long, and I had no idea it made that noise. It's my chapstick. I mean, you clearly see what it is, but when you fill it up, it's like a kazoo. All right, we'll stop playing with the chapstick. That is funny though. Man, I really should have grabbed that water. What was I thinking? So I was trying to get back to the home screen on Fortnite, and while we're waiting for Joe and Tom, I want to take this opportunity to tell you that this show is brought to you by Chuck's Reserve, which is in Garden Grove, California. If you can read that, boom. And that is where you can take all of your cool stuff. If you're watching anywhere in the United States or parts of the world where there are donation centers and you have additional resources that you have accumulated, maybe it's time to get rid of them. Those gotta go. Just grab. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Is this too bright? I don't like this giant white light. What color do you want? Give me a color in the comments. What do you want? Let's see. I've been told I look good in green or red, gold. Echo. Spotlight, red. This is going to be awful. It's going to be like, oh, wow. That's just like a totally different feel. Yeah. The other one was like pretty good, but I think it was drying me out. I think it was like I couldn't even talk. Now it feels like I can talk again. Wow. Incredible. So yeah, I had a little bit of the Fortnite going on here, and I actually wanted to get into a little bit of current events today. It is Sunday, and there are a lot of very interesting things happening in the world. And well, while we have this moment to ourselves, I have absolutely no idea who my viewers are, but I wanted to take a personal journey and perhaps parable it. Does that work for you? Can we make a parable? So I have this little thing that says, friends are the flowers in the garden of life. All right. It has the dragonfly, a couple sunflowers. I keep this here. I actually got it. You know, honestly, I've been trying to rack my brain where I picked this up from, but somehow my attorney had it and reminded me to come pick it up because apparently I set it down somewhere. And I think that it might have came from like one of those like free tables, like where you can drop stuff off and grab stuff. And I have one of those habits. Like I'll just pick. I see something, I'm like, oh, free, cool. Place to drop off stuff, maybe not so cool. Bring it to your local thrift store, right? Donate it. And those things are just important. You know, you have extra goods. You know, we have to recycle. Why not? It's what we're doing. Like we're just hanging out. We got all this stuff. We have all this time. Robots are doing all our jobs now. I'm seeing it all over the place. Like Amazon has like all the companies, according to the news, and the number one app on the Apple Store, the last time I checked 2 days ago, was X. X is number one for news. Huh, go figure. It's literally like picking up a newspaper and then it has every single person that reads the newspaper commenting. And so there's a lot of insight to how to grow your account on X. And I can tell you right now, it has a lot to do with, we always say market correction, but the general consensus essentially is what I want to say. It's what everybody wants to know about. Like right now, I just opened up X, and if you go over to, there's a button on here, the search button. If you click the magnifying glass, it shows you a For You right there. And then you can go through and it shows you what's actually trending, who to follow, post for you. And then if you slide over, it shows you what's trending globally. And you can go through and see what's actually important to people. Right now, it is WrestleMania. Euphoria. I am clicking on the number one. All right. I was gonna. All right. Well, I don't know what this is. And that's my fault because I don't really get into pop culture like this. But what's apparently it's a show? Euphoria? Oh. I think it's more of like the illusion. That's what it looks like. Yeah, fake diamonds, fake rings, fake hair, fake lips, fake everything. And it's exactly what our show's about. The fake life, the illusion. I see it all the time. And are you the same person online that you are in real life? And that, you saw my face right now, I was kind of like, you're not? I'm telling you right now, every single actor you've seen in movies and, you know, throughout your lives, they are not that person you saw acting in the movie. In real life, yeah, they're different people because in the movie they were acting. So, yeah, there is a huge difference between people that play roles and people that are just themselves. That's always a really good question, isn't it? Like, who are you? Who am I? 50 years from now, somebody stumbles across this video, they're going to be like, why doesn't that dude move his lips when he talks? In fact, why is he even talking? Oh, he's one of those people, one of those archaic humans that still use their throats and pushed air out of them. Do you think we're always going to be talking? Are these guys coming on live? What time is it? 47. They got all the time they need because we're not doing anything tonight. I do want to put the soundproofing a little bit better on this wall. I know I need a soundboard in front of this wall because I have a dude. Because like I was telling you in the earlier video today, and really giving us a little warm up. Yeah, totally animated beyond belief. I have seen so many videos of people on Twitch or, like I'm telling you, and once we get one of those things, the little treadmill thing, where you, for the VR, they have a name, airboards, walking board, cloud board. I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. What? Are you Little John now? I don't know if you guys are picking all that up on the mic, but man, he's got some lungs. Now he's all quiet. He's like, I think my dad can hear me. Yeah. This place is like paper thin, It's like, it's not that kind of abode, right? There's different styles. And why are there different styles? Because some people needed to get ahead faster than other people. And so it was justified that some people who will never get ahead because they will not try, they will not go outside of their little box, they enjoy it there. That's fine. To each his own. We started off the video with this concept. But the reality is not everything is equal in that sense. And it wasn't built equal. It wasn't built with that in mind. It was built for safety. Yes, definitely the safety, like military police kind of safety, and your women and children kind of safety. It was definitely built for that. I believe it was Bill Engvall who did the "Here's Your Sign" bid, right? I always find that interesting because the whole thing behind it was like, we're all idiots. That's just how he rolls. He's just like, we're all just, we're morons, like the things that we do that we justify for our reason to handle anything, any situation. And we can amplify this. We can go way beyond and all up into, how it shines upon the militaries, how wars and, people going without food. And then at the same time, people throwing food away in the same second, in the very same moment, and in probably the same little restaurant. There's people walking in front of a restaurant that are smelling that food, and their stomachs are so tight that if you took them inside and ordered them one meal, they would only be able to eat about that much of it because their stomachs have shrunk so much. It's embarrassing. I have literally been in that position so many times where either I have chosen to do it or I have not. I've been totally conscious of my choices, and I or fasting perhaps, right? And you shrink your stomach down and then you try to eat again and you can't. You just can't do it the same because your stomach doesn't expand anymore. It doesn't get that big. Huh. Weird. Just a weird world. WYRD. Weird. Yes, that weird. He who controls his fate. The etymology of that word, weird. As a wizard, it does make one ponder. As we all have the exact same stardust, we have all turned into this carbon-based life form, cooled stardust. Whatever is coming off the stars, all those like little things that we identify and categorize on the periodic table, right? And then they turn into us. I tried to pull up my glorifying news, but instead I got Blades of Glory. And Blades of Glory is a hot ticket right there. I could watch me Blades of Glory like back to back, just like I watch Fatboy Slim, Brighton Beach back to back. I am kidding. It is not that funny. It is funny though, because it does tap into a lot of the discussions I love to have about behaviorism. And so ultimately, I get a lot of people like, well, why are you doing this? Well, I write. I do a lot of writing. I love picking people's brains. I love observing behavior and seeing, which direction people are going to take things, What was it? Andy Kaufman, right? They did the Man on the Moon movie, right? He was sitting there at the table with, what was it, Danny DeVito? And he had like the booger on his lip or something. And then Danny DeVito looked away and then he moved the booger to the other side. And he was like sitting there. You could see he was puzzled. He was trying to figure it out. I was like, wait a minute. This guy's totally messing with me. He's pulling my leg, isn't he? And so that does kind of like put you in this predicament. It's like, am I being incredibly boring, or did I set something up specifically to catch your attention, to plant a seed, to captivate you? Is everything a moment? Is my entire life like that? Isn't your life like that? I get this question a lot because I go to the doctor. I go sit in the doctor's office, the psych chair, and I put my feet up on the thing, and I got a little pillow. And yeah, he's got his notepad, and he's probably sitting there playing tic-tac-toe against himself the whole time. And I'm sitting here just bawling my eyes out, telling myself it's going to be okay. And he says, well, tell me more about how you feel about that. What led up to that? Do you know what? Talking about it is a safe place, in a safe place with a person like that. Yeah, that's definitely something that is immensely helpful. Do I ever highly recommend anything that you do? If you are feeling it, if you're feeling the pressure, go to therapy. It is literally, it is free. It is free. They have free phone numbers. You can call and talk to a professional. You're just overwhelmed with bills, the houses, the elderly, and the healthcare system. If these things are just weighing down on you, and you just can't deal with the bills and the laws that are being passed, and you don't have the opportunity to go to school and get your education and become a lawyer and then get elected by the people into a position of power in order to make those decisions, then you just got to do what you got to do, right? You just got to fulfill your role, page in the book. You got to be who you are, and that is enough. All right, you don't have to go out there and be a judge. You can get called for jury duty, and then when you show up, they can judge you. And if you are wearing a nice shirt, you look like you're there to handle business, they'll send you home. So that's your free ticket out of jury duty. That is a near guarantee. Every time I've shown up in a suit, they're like, nope, that is not the guy we want. Well, what if I showed up in my chef? If I showed up in my chef shirt, they'd be like, we'll sit that guy down. Hell, they find out I work at their favorite restaurant and be like in the military. They take us out to the desert, and we're out there playing army, and we're the bad guys, quote unquote, playing the role of the bad guys, and then they abduct us. Big mistake. Who's cooking your food? Silly? Now what? What just happened? Because on my oh. No, I'm totally confused because I thought I was watching CNN, but it looks like a Breaking Bad movie. What? It's Saul is a cop. I'm so confused. Magnolia Pictures. So I'm gonna just reach. No, I was gonna turn the camera, but now we're on to. Well, it's the guy. I'm gonna pat my head and rub my stomach. I don't remember his name. This guy. I'll show you. You know him? I don't know his name. He's a great actor. His name is Saul, as far as I know. Right? Saul. And then the guy sitting next to him with the glasses Kind of makes me want to paint mine with gold right here. I have some gold paint. I bet you that's what he did. He went over to Michael's, the news anchor. Did you see his gold frames? Look at this. Can't zoom in. This guy. He's got the gold right there on the sides. All right. I can paint this right here because I have that 24 karat gold, and I can just put like a little square right there. And if I do it right, they have like these like little kits for like model cars. I could totally custom my glasses. Because like right now, everybody's like, "Oh, those look like what are those Ray-Bans?" I'm like, no, they're Army issued Ray-Bans. They're made to look like Ray-Bans, is what the doctor said. The optometrist. The optometrist. No, is what he said. Well, I'm sure you guys are catching that background. Man, I certainly have a full house over here, don't I? I do. I make a home. And I make a kitchen. And I make a cookie. I am most certainly. Uh-oh. Red alert. Everybody, just calm down 1 second, all right? I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to post it over here. Because remember, I told you I put this on mute, and I was not totally paying attention to that. And okay. So everything's good, and once the main spotlight comes on here, they will be joining us. A few more minutes I will give until I will do their introduction officially. And I'm just really curious, like it's like they're playing like this whole like montage. And it seems like it's a Breaking Bad situation, but it also seems very much like it's like a season kind of thing. Like it's going to be seasonal, maybe. Is it a movie? Does anybody else know about this? I could GTS it. Oh, somebody had to go. But you know, it is 9 o'clock on a Sunday. Man, it's just so late. And that is kind of the thing, because once these guys come on, see, it says be on shortly. I'm telling you, because everybody's got to be up super early tomorrow. That's just the reality of it. Like, there's not much of a night crowd, you know? Because I appreciate whoever's watching right now, but I imagine you got to go to sleep. No, you gotta go to sleep. Because I mean, these shows can go on for 4 hours, but I gotta be up. I gotta be up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. This dude needs to go to bed. He can't be sitting in there screaming all night. Other people need to go to bed. Everybody works, you know? I mean, we all have different obligations and things that we do, but while we're hanging out, we're gonna give them like 30 minutes, all right? So the one viewer out there that's watching right now, I want to say to a very special friend of mine, no name dropping, but I really, really appreciate our conversation today. And I am super, super, super sorry. I'm so sorry. This microphone's on, right? Yeah. Not just to you, but to everyone. To everyone that I am just, I know, I am a lot. I overthink. I have general consensus bias. I really, really have it in my brain that we all think the same because we're all wired the same. We've all gone to the same schools, right? We don't. I know. And it's one of those things that I keep trying to tell myself that, you know, it's not what you think it is, right? My friend that died, you know, when I was like 20, 21, David Olson, man, God bless that guy. God rest his soul. But he was in his late 20s, not even 30 yet, had a heart attack. And a couple days, he gave me that, what's it called? visit. He came to me in my dream. He totally visited me, and he was like, "Hey, Steven." And, like, he came up over like this grassy hill. I always tell the story like it's like long and drawn out, but I'm telling you, like he appeared to me in my dream. He was like, "This is not what you think it is." And the way he said it, he wasn't saying like the dream wasn't what I thought it was. He was saying, this is not what I think it is. That still bothers me to this day. It was one of the most realest dreams. I could feel the wind, the blades of grass. Like I could feel it. I could see it. Like to this day, it is so vivid inside of my brain, that dream, and him walking over the top of that grass and looking down at me and saying, "Steven, this is not what you think it is." And just that feeling that I had, I was like, I know, but I didn't say I like it here. I said, like, mentally, there was like no words or anything. It was all like this mental communication. It was very telepathic. And I told him, I was like, I know, but I have to do something while I'm here. There's something. And that's the missing link, right? It's like, what are we doing here? Just ever expanding, trying to figure it out, right? Just constant, figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. You're wondering, why do I always do that? It's a trained mechanism, repeating words. A lot of people don't hear it. Some people hear it. The few people that do hear it, those are the people that are listening to your message. They hear everything. And if they're overly trained, they know what you're doing. And we've seen commercials where they will use what is that even called? It's called a double something. I don't even remember, honestly. It's been so long. You get so much information from this grand thing we're calling the internet. Are you wondering about these cherries over here? Is this what you're tripping on? I'm going to get these cherries tattooed on. And Solaris actually did this. That's on my profile picture on X. You saw those? I want to take it. Yeah, no, it's totally stuck. It's there. Don't know what he had on there. So, he said still be on shortly. I sent up a thumbs up, and somebody told me that giving somebody a thumbs up is the rudest thing that you can do to somebody on the internet. Really? It's like telling the drill sergeant, "Hua, hua, drill sergeant, hua, hua." Man, I had a hua problem back in my time. I would stop saying hua. I'd tell everybody hua, 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 hua. Have my dad making fun of me for saying hua. Man, that hua really sticks, doesn't it? The Marines say hoorah. Yeah, that's a good one too. So, why do we do the things that we do? I don't know, but I can sing to you. Scooby Dooby Doo. Can I continue to talk? Absolutely. You better believe it. I have all kinds of things that I would like to discuss. I want to apologize to my friend, my very new friend again. And if you're open to it, I would love to have you on the show. If you ever get to see this, I know it's already like 50 minutes in. And yes, I can keep talking about this forever. But actually, a lot of my friends, even my new friends, my old friends, this is a very, very, very taboo subject in a lot of circles. And I was getting the frog in my throat, and it was making me think, well, hold back. You got these two cats coming on. We can discuss this when they get there. you know, because it's a deep one. It's a very deep subject, and it's something that we just can't. Uh, I can't make it my own, even though I've written on the subject. I'm going to say it's my contribution to the subject matter. It's not absolute, and I'm personally open to any ideas at this point. I don't see why anybody wouldn't. I mean, we really got to come together on a few different topics, and the Sunday Stunning Real IRL. That is just such a funny title. I was about to sneeze. Oh, no, but I went like that. I did that little thing. And I also heard if you say watermelon, that works. If you're like watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. It's like somebody gets like all up in your nose and get out of there. You're making me all scratchy, scratchy. So I present or invite, present or invite. Y'all want to hear a song? I played this on Sumo. I don't know how this is gonna sound though. Oh man. Well, no, it sounds. I don't know what that sounded like on the thing, but I am telling you right now, the artificially intelligent generated music. Whoa, it made like 6 different versions of the song I made. Remember the one I did on the guitar like 6 videos ago, or maybe 10 videos ago, where remember we were singing um, Throat Culture. Oh, and I was playing it on the guitar, and I was doing the YouTube live video, and at the same time, I happened to be recording on BandLab. And so I had this whole perfectly recorded version of me singing that song on BandLab that I didn't even know was there. And then I came back and I was like, hey, that's its song. And so I went through and I just played the guitar along with it, and I added it in, ding, 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 and it was great. Can you do that? Can you say added ding, 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 ding? Because you added in the guitar, so you gotta drop it into like, that's not even a 30-second note. That was like a 64th. Oh, they're talking about this again. Look at that. Totally on the news. Like they cannot stop playing this. They can't stop. They will not stop. Like literally, I am surprised a million people just didn't see this on X and Facebook right now and log in and be like, that's that picture. I cannot believe Steven is putting that on his feed. Oh my Lord, golly gosh darn. How could he do such a thing? What was he thinking? Oh, his ratings. Then everybody's going to come on here and tell me to stop my show and burn the tape. And oh, Donald Trump can't be Jesus. We can't be having that. No. No, we cannot. But I do have this ever so slight glare on my lens. I must have tapped into that somehow. Yeah, I've got my hats all set up here. Fat Boy Slim partying in the back. You know what it is. Yeah. Yeah. This hat. I don't even know if I can wear that live. Because you get in trouble, you know? Or it's not you get in trouble, it's just they'll take your content. They'll remove your stuff from the whole thing. They'll be like, no, you can't wear that. It's been more than 11 seconds. Like I put up a video of me over at the DISNEY place. I don't even know if I can even post that video because it has an 11-second clip of Angela Lansbury or somebody pretending to be. No, it wasn't Angela Lansbury. It was who did that show? I see Tom. Guess what? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Tom and Joe.
Now, it was probably Angela Lansbury because she was known for doing a lot of different shows, like Murder, She Wrote. And she also appeared in the Elvis film Blue Hawaii and played Elvis's mother, even though she was only 2 years older than him.
Who sang in Mary Poppins?
That would be Julie Andrews.
There we go, Julie Andrews. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so Julie Andrews was singing the song that I was thinking of. Oh, in the video that I made for Disney, for the 70th anniversary, and on CapCut, they're like, "Oh, here, have an 11-second clip of the song, like Chim Chimney Chim Cherie." And then the last time I put on the thing, they were like, "No, you can't." And then they copyright infringed me, and they made me. Well, they just took out a lot of the songs. They just wouldn't even bother, taking down the whole video. So I just deleted the whole video, so you can't even watch it now.
Oh, that's not in the public domain yet?
No. Did you see the video with me walking around the park with Lady and the Tramp?
No, I did not.
Oh yeah, I did one. I did a couple. I had all kinds of good music, and then I was going to do a follow-up where they met. Lady and the Tramp, they're going to meet up at the park, and it's going to be a great thing. Yeah, it'll be like a love story.
What?
Stephen walking around the park with Lady and the Tramp.
No, I didn't actually.
I mean, I could share it with you guys. You guys want to see it? I mean, it's super exciting. So, are you guys tuning in to the video, or?
Yeah.
We're both here.
No, I see you guys. Welcome. It's great to have you guys. Thank you for coming in. How was your day?
No, it's good. It's good.
Mike.
Yeah.
I see you have the hot dog shirt on.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
There it is.
Hot
Yeah,
dog
when
in
you have a
town.
hot
Yeah.
dog,
For
you know it's a
15
great
cents. That's nice. Bigger, thicker, uncut.
No, juicier.
Oh, juicier. Right.
I don't know what you're reading again. This goes back to my disturbance about the dolls.
Well, I was thinking the South Park movie. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
I
bigger,
get it.
longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was 1999, like about August.
Was it?
Yes, I remember that only because we saw that when my wife was pregnant with my son Dylan.
Oh.
Yes.
I think your son was born at 97, 98.
No, he was born in 99. 9/29/99.
So you partied like it was 1999.
Partied like it was 1999. Yes. Yes.
Well, I remember seeing South Park the movie in the theaters, but that wasn't until like 2001.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. They could have put it back in the theater.
No, it was 2000. It was 99 or 2000. You're right.
Well, yeah, that would make sense because it was 99, like September, so it could have like rolled over to 2000s.
It might have been just late that year, and I was thinking it was 2000 because was it about the time I got over there? Yeah, I think it was. And I'm trying to find this video for you guys. It's in because it's in my I have to go over to the studio to find the videos that are not listed.
Now, by studio, what exactly do you mean?
Well, there's the YouTube channel, like youtube.com, right? But if you go to the upper right corner and click on your little profile guy, there's a little button on there that says your channel, right? Or no, because I'm already on the studio. But there's another one that says studio on there. And that way you can go in and you can see an itemized list of all your content. So like right now I'm on that page. I'll share it with you right now.
So that can we can see every other program you did.
Well, if I can adjust, you know, the settings to make them like public or private or, you know, but I can just share the screen right now. I think I'll
No,
click this.
no, you don't have to. I was just curious.
There you go. See? So I have this one. This is Lady at Disneyland. All right. As soon as I add it to the stage. And they took this down because here is the music playing on there also.
Just next to Disneyland.
I know that.
You see right here, we're going on Snow White.
Now, when you say going on Snow White, I'm not really quite sure.
Just sexualizing. Yeah. Are you sure you weren't like a Disney content creator?
Exactly. No. What was the animal that you had with you?
That's Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, Lady and the Tramp.
Yes. Oh, I didn't make another. I thought I made another one with Tramp. Then I had the naming videos and other videos that I had to take down.
Now, what's the female dog's name?
Huh?
Lady.
Oh, Lady.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I always thought the Tramp was the woman.
No,
Oh,
Tramp
well,
was the dude. He was the stray.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
It could have gone either way. And today it could have.
Yeah.
It
but
could've gone either.
Lady, Tramp, and
Well, it's because she was a lady, because she was so innocent until she met the tramp.
yes, that's why the lady. But then there's a Sinatra song. That's why the lady was a tramp.
Oh,
That's it.
Yeah.
yeah.
She doesn't like dice games.
Roll with it. I mean, I don't know if that's how it goes or not, but I thought it was Luck Be a Lady.
This is almost like Elliot Gould.
Yes. Yeah. No, Luck Be a Lady Tonight is a different song. That's Luck Be a Lady Tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight.
Yeah. That was really good. I know there's like a button for all these things where I can make like applauses and
Yeah, Tom's a regular superstar on Star Maker.
right.
I am the next Elvis Presley.
Are you guys gonna
To get like
what is the plan for the night? Because I'm thinking like I was discussing earlier the logistics of doing evening shows versus the morning shows, and so like right now we got some time.
Well, I mean, I think
Monday.
what's a hot topic right now is the whole Iran situation. That's a pretty hot button right there.
Oh, what's going on in Iran?
I think he's asking about.
Oh well, I mean, negotiations
and the whole Iran, Israel ceasefire or lack of ceasefire.
Yeah, we boarded a ship today.
Right.
U.S. seized an Iranian ship today,
and it was not to play shuffleboard.
No, they blew a hole in the engine room and actually seized the ship by dropping Marines on there.
Yes. Yeah, it was a different type of marine layer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
But
a marine layer
yeah,
that
it's
you
pretty obvious
wouldn't
shit
want
going
that.
on over there.
And that was like the first. That was like the first time that's been done in like 40, 50 years.
Well, maybe with us, but I mean,
Right, yeah.
it's been done by Somali pirates.
Right, yes, but Somali pirates. But for the U.S. to do that, for a nation
board a
to
ship.
do that, yes.
Yeah, I don't think
Under
Well,
it's been
who
probably-
boarded who boarded whose ship?
the U.S. boarded
an
Iranian cargo ship.
Oh,
Yeah.
so like, what did
very
they get?
similar
Like,
to Smokey and the Bandit.
So
it's kind of
if
what it
talks
sounds
don't
like.
go well, then we're probably Trump's probably gonna blow those bridges and power plants in Iran.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. I do got CNN going. They're talking about there's a stranded well off of Germany's Baltic coast. He's been stranded there since March 23rd. Isn't that about the time we went into Iran? Was that back in March?
No.
That's what.
It was in the beginning of March.
I was in the beginning. So
I was
the
overseas
well,
on the cruise.
do you think the
And while I
well
was
is
on the
like
ship, I
depressed
got
because
the
we're
news
fighting
that
with
we
each other
bombed
again?
Iran. Huh?
Do you think the well might be like depressed or like protesting? He like stranded himself along the shoreline to like kind of like send a message and let us know that the whales are tired of us fighting with each other on the surface.
Well,
Oh, you mean whales?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm doing
like, are they whaling?
No, I'm asking if the whale is consciously like how humans go out and they protest in the forest and they chain themselves to a tree or something. So the whale's
The
like,
whales.
all the whales in the ocean are like, man, the humans are up there like screwing off again. Send somebody over to go protest. And so like this guy's over here protesting because they're saying he's stranded, but like, is he really stranded? Like, didn't we have like the technology in the 80s with like Star Trek where we could like pick whales up and like put them in tubes and like send them to space or something, or time travel?
Probably. I
Let
think
me show you
time
what's
travel's been
happening.
a thing since Tesla. And I
See?
mean Nikola Tesla.
See the race to save a stranded whale off Germany's Baltic coast. Marine experts say the rescue depends heavily on the whale's cooperation.
That's not news.
I'm gonna have to look that up. They're saying it actually depends upon a whale's cooperation.
I think a lot of
I mean,
what goes on in the
there
world
has to be
does.
some sort of cooperation with the animal. I mean,
Yes,
like it's
Well, it's our environment. It's responding to us, right?
right.
You know, and
Maybe
like
so.
what we're projecting.
No, I definitely agree that we respond to the environment and the environment responds to us.
Well, and I believe it's a synergistic type of world, you know.
Right.
That's why the whole getting carbon to net zero, which they're talking about us as a population, because we're a carbon based life form,
is just impossible.
Oh, what happened? And it's just, the earth needs us just as much as we need the earth. The trees take in carbon dioxide, put out oxygen. We breathe in oxygen, put out carbon dioxide.
No, it's a synergistic.
Yeah, like we need to be in the world. That's why we're here. But people that praise population control just doesn't seem to understand that.
Right.
Right.
Everything seems to find its
because they talk about this, like, control the population
Right.
and all that. We're overpopulated. They like to, these elitists like to talk about that, but their ulterior motive is to depopulate so that way they can have more control.
right.
That's pretty much what it is.
But
It seems that way.
eventually
Like,
everything finds its but eventually everything finds its level.
I mean, they're technically depopulating the earth. It's
Some of
because the
that's
birth rates
some of that's
the
by
birth rates are
natural.
down.
Some of that's by natural attrition.
No, it's more like economic hardships.
But some of that could be attributed to natural attrition as
No,
economic hardship.
no,
Or
there's nothing natural with the economic system.
well,
There's nothing natural with it. There's nothing natural with the current economic system. It's the United States in particular. We'll just say the United States alone and leave the rest of the world out of it, but they are involved too. It's just, it's so hard to live that there's, people don't want to have kids because that'll just put a unnecessary hardship on them as just being alive right now.
right.
so
And
would you say
so
like what
that
Elon
in
Musk is
itself
doing
will
is like
decline population.
freeing that up?
Huh?
Is Elon Musk like putting an
What is
end
that?
to that?
He's trying to. I mean, he's putting it out there that we're gonna run into a serious problem because we're not gonna have enough population in the next 25 years,
No,
or
I
50
heard a
years.
lady telling me earlier, man. We're going down. Elon Musk and Trump, they're evil and they're trying to depopulate. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, well, Elon Musk is always talking about the population declining, and he wants to make everything free and give you free food so you can increase the population, right?
Yeah, because you need people no matter what, regardless of AI. You still need people.
There's
Yeah.
always a need for physical labor.
There's always need for a lot of things, not just physical labor, but for a lot of things. Yeah, AI can replace the attorneys. AI can probably
No.
replace the surgeon, but I don't think AI can fix a leaky pipe. Can tell you how, but
Oh
I don't
no,
think it
that's what
can.
the dude
I
said
mean, if you
today,
make
Joe.
robots, maybe
Right.
if they're sophisticated, huh?
Oh no, that's what the guy said today. He said that all the electrical jobs, they're already being replaced by these machines that just go through and redo the power lines, and it's not like it's going to get electrocuted. And like a lot of the plumbing, yeah, all construction is going to be one of the first occupations to be gone. That driving's already pretty much. They were saying Waymo or whatever it's
Well,
called, they've got like 500,000 cars
I
out or something, like
think
200,000 cars.
so I watched a thing about, I want to say 20 years ago at
Yeah,
this point. It was called Humans Need Not Apply.
right.
Before, around World War I, your arms in the way, Tom. You're like, before World War I, horses were the means of transportation. Horses were used in warfare. Horses were used for a lot of things, to pull your
Right.
buggy, whatever. And then in World War I, we created, the automobile was becoming more prevalent. The tanks started coming out and all that. So mail carrying became motorized, transportation became motorized, warfare became motorized, farming, so on and
Yeah.
so on. The horse population was at its highest point right around World War I because of the interjection of mechanical muscles. The horse population dwindled. Now we're in the age of mechanical minds like AI, and pretty soon robots, self-driving cars and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
more and more we're becoming useless, and therefore humans need not apply. And it's, I guess it's a natural occurring thing because there's no longer use for 8 billion people. There's use for maybe, well, I'll just go off the number, what used to be the Georgia Guidestones before somebody blew it up. But the first one of the 10 laws that it was written on there, I think Ted Turner built it.
Is that
The
what
first law is keep the human population at 500 million in
Oh, you're
perpetual
talking about
balance with
the
nature.
Georgia Stones? Are you talking about the Georgia
Yeah,
Stones?
Church of
Oh yeah,
Guidestones?
those
yeah, the
guys,
Georgia guys.
those were taken away like that, and that's not even. I wouldn't even. A lot of everything
No, they're
actually
still there.
No,
human
somebody
talking.
blew it up.
Oh, they blew it up?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
five,
it
6
got
years
taken
ago.
away. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's just
somebody blew it up.
irreverent human nonsense. Ultimately, a lot of people
Well, it
that
was built. It
feed
was
into like the depopulation, and there's the fluctuations, and ultimately, I mean, we're consumers, and that's really what the issue is. We consume so much, and we try
I never knew it
after
was
the
blown up.
fact.
yeah.
Like it took us a long
Wow.
time to really realize that we're the ones that are depleting the resources, and in order for them,
Really?
much like in the last question, entropy, we used up all the energy of all the stars and we had to upload into
Is there
hyperspace,
some
right?
conspiracy behind that?
If you de-amplify that and bring that back down to like this scale where we're at right now and slow it way down and just go backwards from that final upload to hyperspace, you'll see that that's exactly where we're at. We're in this moment where we're trying to speed things up, but we're stopping ourselves, with these concepts or these overconsumptions, and or not thinking before we take action. We invent engines and or the internal combustion and factories and the assembly line, and we start going about it, and we created the industrial revolution, which created all this pollution, all these great things, medicinal science or whatever. But at the same time, it totally created that gap between the haves and the haves nots, the people that will advance biologically and the other people that are still living in those more basic, archaic kind of seeming times, or and it's not really a judgment call so much as it is a realization that both types of societies are wrong. The kind that just goes about life and doesn't do anything, and just has like that stagnation. They live in mud huts or teepees or whatever, and they don't want to have structure and fight against mother nature, and they're just happy with getting wiped out by a tornado instead of building the bunkers in advance. Like not putting the thought into the full life cycle of everything is ultimately where we're at right now, and we have to make a choice. Like all these wars, and like I see that's what Trump's doing is, he's trying to stop it. He's trying to stop us from essentially the snake eating itself, right?
I think what Trump's trying to do is make America, the United States, the number one in a lot of facets. With his Panama Canal, taking it back, seizing control of that, and kicking China out of there, taking out Maduro, and therefore Venezuela is open for business to us again. Effectively kicking China out from buying cheap oil, because I did read that China had one of its longest terms of deflationary periods in their economy, and that's during the Biden era and a little bit in the Trump era, until Trump started going in and taking out the avenues of this cheap oil.
Right.
And now China's actually in an inflationary type of spot now. Now their cost of living is going up because a good part of that cheap oil has been taken off the market, if you will. And same thing with Iran, because sanctions, yeah, well, we can sanction people all we want, but when you do that, you're opening up an avenue for your adversary, like China, to then take the opportunity to get cheap energy. They come around, they're like, oh, nobody's buying your oil because the U.S. sanctioned you. How about this? We'll pay half the price, and we're going to pay in the yuan and not the petrodollar. And so That's just taking a lot of backing away from the U.S. dollar. So this is why Venezuela, the Panama Canal, the Strait of Hormuz with Iran, and then even the Strait of Malacca, he just made a deal with Malaysia. And so you got 50% of China's oil coming through the Strait of Hormuz, and you got 80% of other materials, including oil, straight in the Strait of Malacca, going through to China. So these key choke points, like the Panama Canal, Strait of Hormuz, and the Strait of Malacca, is to get it under our control, and that way we can make sure that China's not going around and getting cheap energy. And that's why their economy is bustling, because of that cheap energy. Trump is trying to do, he's not waging a physical war in a sense. He's doing bombing campaigns and seizing, ships, whatever.
Political.
It's more of economic warfare. That's where it's really at. And not a lot of people realize that.
Posturing and leverage, right?
Yeah, and all at the same time, they passed a bill. Apparently, from what I saw, I don't know, I gotta check it out, but apparently they passed a bill banning centralized digital bank currencies until 2030. Why 2030? I can guess Agenda 2030, but that's keeping everybody, at least in the United States, the international banking cartel, away from trying to centralize digital currencies, so that way they can stay in control. So there's multiple fronts to this economic warfare. And if you notice, I remember in Trump's inaugural address, he said we're going to turn the IRS into the ERS, External Revenue Service, to make sure that uh, um, other countries are paying their tariffs and duties, and going back to the way the United States used to make money. Instead of taxing our own citizens and putting unnecessary hardship on our own citizens, we should be getting money from outside, because of these terrible trade deals of, 0% tariffs, but then they tariff, 100% our products. And then there's a massive trade imbalance. So he's also taking care of that side of things, and then also doing a national crypto reserve where, cryptocurrency is going to be the future. That's where it's going to be. And in his State of the Union address, he did mention as well with the tariffs, because he's raking in, we're getting so much from the tariffs that there's not going to be a need for the federal income tax anymore. And he just mentioned it about, I think, last week too. The same thing is that he's going to be looking towards to ban that income tax.
Yeah, because we're collecting the tariffs that we've always been due.
Well, but in 1880, America had so much money that we didn't know what to do with it. And where that money came from was tariffs.
Right.
That's where it came from. There was no federal income tax at that time. So for people out there and anybody listening, federal income tax is not supposed to be a thing.
Right.
It's illegal. Number one, it's unconstitutional. They did amend the Constitution with the 16th Amendment, but they had to amend the Constitution. There was clearly no direct tax.
Right. Yes.
Now, as when I used to work on cars and I would make bills, I couldn't tax my labor.
Right.
I couldn't 150 plus tax. That's illegal. It's labor.
Right.
And so they tax us on our labors, whatever it may be. It could be Stephen with whatever he does, it could be you with whatever you do or whatever I do, but it's our labor they're taxing.
Right.
And that's not cool. It should be the way it should be,
Right.
And the thing is that it's such a scam. They're like, oh, we got to charge tax. You pay federal income tax, and it's tax dollars that build the infrastructure. It's tax dollars that do this. No, it's not. Then why would they do an infrastructure bill?
Right.
Why would they go and do an infrastructure bill for $1 trillion to build new highways or whatever it is? Because how it really works, when they pass a bill, an infrastructure bill, it goes from the House and it goes to the U.S. Treasury. The Treasury creates a bond and sends it to the Federal Reserve, and they print that money. So why are we paying an income tax?
Yeah.
Because they're not taking it from our dollars. They're not.
Where's that money going to?
Pockets.
Right.
Well, that tariff they
Pockets.
were saying, what was that tariff check? I heard something about that.
Oh, the tariff stimulus. He did mention that too.
And so, like, we should start seeing some checks from that, some revenue for each taxpayer, or
Only time will tell. Only time will tell. I say, you know, we're living in an interesting time. We're living in history, even though, you know, day to day we don't think about it.
right?
But we're living in historical times. It's like our times is going to be in the history book, because
Well,
if
how
he does
about
get
that?
through what he wants to get through,
Yeah,
it's going to be, and that's what he talks about, the golden era. The golden era
right.
is
That's what I
the
wanted to
changing
ask
of
you
the
about
financial system.
the UBI, the Universal Basic Income.
The what?
UBI.
Oh, no.
Universal
You don't want
Basic
universal basic
Income.
income. You don't want a universal basic income. A universal basic income is going to be yeah, it's very communistic and social, you know, socialistic. Give me a sec here.
Okay.
Lost
you. Let me turn it back to this one.
Yeah,
if
no,
you
no,
guys
no,
go
I'm
to
here.
landscape,
And so basically a universal basic income, it's basically the government giving you money. You don't want the government to give you money. Do you know who Bill Cooper is? You ever heard of Bill
No.
Cooper?
No.
Bill
I
Cooper
don't think
is
so.
the granddaddy of all conspiracy theorists. Bill Cooper, he was killed. He was killed by law enforcement. He was, you know, they were trying to come after him with the IRS and all that. But basically, we've effectively created a system currently, and I'm talking currently and in the past as well. We've created a system to where people are reliant on the government. You do not want to be reliant on the government. And this is what he said. If you cannot subcontract others for your survival, it goes against nature. And he also then followed up, and if you go against nature, you have to die. You know, that's just how it is. You don't want to go against.
I mean, did
but
he
you
have
go
anything to
against
back up
nature.
that, or is he just talking? It sounds like just human
He's
bias
talking. I
and
mean,
more words.
it was an interview. You can pull it up. It was an interview, but pretty much he's saying you can't subcontract others for your survival, and that's what universal basic income would come from. Because of the current system, we pay our taxes, and then
our society's already set up that you cannot survive without other people right now, and it doesn't even
right
need to be
now,
the
sure.
government.
No.
It's
And
just,
it,
you know, just the United States population alone, like, can't handle it, self-regulation to the point where it can't not be either taxed in a monetary way with the authoritarian regulatory agency, the overseers. It either has to be that way, or that just has to completely be eradicated, like cryptocurrency, actual money, like all that
well, the
false
system,
value has to go. It has to be diminished.
yeah, but the system has to go back to the way it used to be. Okay, and people don't
Well,
like to hear that
how would
because
it
they're like,
use
"Oh, you want America to go back the way it was?" No, no. What I'm saying is that it needs to go back the way what Trump's doing is collecting tariffs. If you collect tariffs, you can fund the government, and on top of it, before the Federal Reserve, before the private banking cartel was established here,
yeah
if you wanted to fund an infrastructure bill or military bill or whatever, they would go door to door, knock on your door. They'd be like, "Hey, Mr. Gray, do you support the infrastructure bill that we're trying to pass here,
Right.
or we
Right.
want to pass, but we need funding?" And you're like, "Sure, yeah, here's $100," and they give you a bond, and therefore that money will go to the infrastructure. Very little corruption. There's always going to be corruption, but it'll be
That's
very
what I'm
little
saying.
corruption because,
Joe, like the whole
well, because it's
system,
the human element.
it
But
doesn't work. Like you said, the reason your system or the system you're explaining cannot work, it cannot sustain existence, is because of that. It allows for privacy, it allows for manipulation, lying, and that's not intelligent at all. That makes
no,
us not
no,
a very
because they
optimized
have to
species.
raise
That makes
money. They
us
have to
less
raise
of
money.
no. That's the whole point.
They have to.
It cannot be a
No,
system that is
because
placing money in place of actual
yeah, but
value.
here's the thing. The current system, when the Federal Reserve was instituted, why it doesn't
Right.
work and why it's even more radical and why it's even more corrupted, it's because the infrastructure bill goes to the House and the Senate are representatives, right? That's supposed to
But,
represent us.
but those are pointless
They pass
jobs.
the bill. They make the bill this thick, and it baked inside the bill, it's to line their pockets and their partners and whatnot. And whoever it is that's heading the infrastructure bill, whoever's going to build the infrastructure,
Yeah.
it never happens because as the money gets down and once they pass it and they send it to the Federal Reserve and they print that money, it
Yeah.
makes it easier for the government to go around and do corrupt things. But back in the old days, they had to raise the money, and if you have to raise the money, you're going to see those things being built because that's all they're going to get. See, because today when they impose a bill for infrastructure and they say it's going to be $1 trillion, right?
Hmm.
It's going to be $1 trillion because you're going to give $1 billion to this guy, $1 billion to that guy. The company that's going to build it is going to take like 20 billion or 300 billion of that somehow, and all of a sudden nothing gets done because
Yeah.
there's no oversight. There's no oversight. When's the last time the Fed been audited?
That's what I'm explaining.
It's only been
The
audited once.
system, the authoritarian system, because it's supposed to have the militia or military that backs up the money. That's supposed to be in place in order to justify where the money's being spent and if it's being spent accordingly. And if it's not, there should be consequences, right? Well, that's my point. I'm trying to say that the entire thing is just humans trying to be better than one another. And it doesn't make any sense. It's a biological game, and we make it into a game, and instead of just calling it what it is, we hide behind money and act like, well, money's at fault for me judging you. And the reality is no, some people are just like that. They're just lesser of people, and that's just the fact. Some people are just not going to advance mentally to be able to embrace like a resource-based gift economy. There's too many corrupt people out there to actually be able to level up mentally. Their character is not astute enough,
Well,
trained,
it's just baked. It's
conditioned.
baked in. It's baked into people that
They're
it's
worthless.
baked.
They
No.
People think
It's
that they
baked.
don't deserve anything better
It's
than what they got right now.
well,
It's
you're
a
talking
matter of
about.
self-esteem. I'm not
Yeah, you're
saying
talking
people are
about.
worthless. I'm saying people feel like
No,
they're
I didn't
worthless.
say that. But what I'm
I'm
saying
saying
is what you're
that.
talking about is how people act when they do get money, right?
No,
Like when they, like how
I'm
people.
saying what money just does all around. Even the people that don't have money act a certain way to either not get money, to get money, to be a part of it. Like it's a game, and it creates a certain frame of mind. It creates a very squandering person. Every person that's out there trying to get money every day, they are straight up squandering. They are like trying with all their might to get another dollar when they should just be doing what they love to do. If you wake up every day and do what you love, then you're going to have a great life. But if you're constantly just, I need to pay bills, I need to, get more money, like, what are you doing? Are you really living? Is that your existence? Is that how you define life? And, like the bigger the house and like the bigger the ivory tower, and, the further you can distance yourself from people that are not mentally, we'll just say the actual word, the word is what, mentally impaired, right? And we create these barriers between us and them, so we don't get affected by their broke mentality, right? We don't have to be around their shenanigans or their corrupt issues, or they want to go out and murder each other or whatever. That's fine, because they're over. It's much like that Justin Timberlake movie, the Time one. Everybody's got
there's
time
plenty
on,
of people that are there's plenty of people that are that don't have money. They all don't think that way. But I'm going to say that people that don't have money are generally humble because they want to get money. See, and when people start out in life, generally you're a little bit humble, right? I'm talking about the common man. Not
right.
the criminal, not the insane or
but
whatever. But I'm talking about.
Are trained, and you and I both know that having that humility and humble is only going to take you so far before you actually need to start making money.
My point is that there's things baked inside of people that don't come out because of the lack of money and resources. When they do get money, then they tend to go the other way. If you look at somebody like Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez was a bartender, right? Couldn't afford health insurance and all this and that, and now she's got money and she's got corruption for sure. And somebody like Ilhan Omar, same thing.
Is that alleged corruption, or is there like something really going on with that? I don't want to accuse anybody.
What? No, I'm not accusing, but what I'm saying is, or Nancy Pelosi for that matter. I mean, what was her net worth before she got into office, and then what's her net worth now? It's the fact that once people get money, what's baked in already inside them, if they're a weak person, they will be corrupt. They will do bad things. Now, if you're strong-minded and you don't have money and resources, yes, you're humble, but then when you do get money, you're less likely to be corrupted. Money's not the root of all evil, like people say. Okay, they get that saying wrong. Money is the root of all evil. It's for the love of money is the root of all evil. That's the greed behind it. Is what it is. That's where it is. So if you are a greedy person, you're gonna do bad things. If you're not a greedy person and you have a lot of money, you're gonna do good things. It's just I look at money as a magnifier, and not as a thing that makes everybody inevitably corrupt. Now, you can't please everybody either. You can't please everybody either. Even you think you're doing the right thing, there's always somebody out there to say you're doing bad as well.
Right.
So we also have to keep that in mind. When we talk about these things of changing the structure of things, or changing the financial system of things and all that, we have to bear in mind that there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, oh, he's doing a bad thing, he's corrupt, he's part of the system, and this and that. And it's just, you can't please everybody, but at least you can try and do the right thing, especially when you have a lot of money. And when you have a lot of money and you're able to do the right thing, you are a very powerful person, a formidable force.
Well, then you take on, at that point, you're taking on the responsibility, right? And the expectation
you have
is
to
that
take
you
on
have the intelligence to make decisions for other people, and they have to be trusting that you're going to be that person. I posed that question earlier today on X. I was like, do you automatically trust somebody with money?
Well, do I automatically trust somebody with money?
Put yourself in.
See,
Put
that's
yourself in
such
this
a,
position.
but that's a
though.
generalized
Let's say you
question.
have
If
nothing. Let's say you have nothing. You're 18 years old, and your parents, something happened to them, and they're not around. You don't have any siblings. You go out into the
right,
world. Who are you going to look to for advice? Let's
who am
say
I
you.
going to look to for advice?
Let's say Nancy Pelosi back 20 years ago just happened to be in your circle. She's got some money. She seems to know what she's talking about, right?
Sure, she seems to know what she's talking about, but if, given the information, even 20 years ago, if you had the information in your hand and not just making a blind, choice of to
Mhm.
trust her or not, but if you got information,
Who's your sphere of influence?
no, that too. But what I'm saying is that if you got information in hand that she's corrupt, then you would know not to trust her. If just the same as if you run into somebody like how you were saying about Elon Musk wanting to do the right thing, how he talks and wants to make sure people lead and all
Right.
these things, then you could probably trust the guy, right? I mean, it's with the information that you got. I mean, and if the information's
Well, let me make a
overwhelming, you can
correction.
make a judgment call. People can make a judgment call fairly easily. If there's no information, then probably I would say no, because I would be like, I need more information. I need to know this person. I mean, that's just how I am
Well,
and
I
how
mean,
I'm built. Is
but a
like,
lot of people, like, they
who
run
are
out.
you?
They go. People go sign up and work at McDonald's, and you think everybody knows, but people will still. They got a lot of. They have the money. They are the money. McDonald's. We could just call it
Yeah,
McMoney, right? And straight up, everybody knows, but people still line up applications, resumes, careers, go to McDonald's college, McCollege. But everybody knows that it's not legitimate. We all know that. And somehow you still cruise by and that drive-through will be packed. You look at mobile orders, packed. Apples, McDonald's is the number one purchaser of apples and potatoes on the planet. Just straight up.
yeah,
And they are literally driving the earth. And at the same time, everybody, you can post something on X about McDonald's and you will get eaten alive.
sure. But how's that dovetailing trusting somebody with money?
Because we're not. We're no option. Or we're taking the easy option, essentially. This is essentially saying humans care, but not enough to care.
Humans
That
care, but
is
not enough to.
No, but I think
that's
he's saying
short term.
how do those
Short.
two how do those two items deal with the other two items?
Yeah, because we're talking about how money, how to trust,
Right.
how can we trust if I have nothing, right?
Yeah.
I'm 18 years old. How do I trust somebody with money? Like a lot of money, of course.
Well,
And I've ran
need
into
something to
people.
eat. You need food. You're gonna go to McDonald's. You go to Nancy. Shit, or pardon my French on live broadcast, but you got a family to feed. So you better go get that application into Wendy's, and you're gonna be doing something, right?
Yeah, but
If you've been
how does that dovetail with trusting somebody with money without money? If I'm 18, I probably don't have kids,
well, we're talking about the corruption, right? The swindling, the manipulation, the lies.
Well, yes, we're talking about.
I kind of think we're talking about right where you come into the organization.
Yeah,
So
no, we're not.
would we consider McDonald's a legitimate, trusting food source?
A food source. No, because it's not healthy. It's not a healthy thing, I guess.
So
I
should
mean, I don't eat
anybody,
McDonald's.
right?
You were
Should
looking at the
anybody
job.
trust McDonald's to give them money because they got money, and they got resources? Should we go to them for that money and those resources?
should we go to them for that the money and resources to by way of working
That's what I'm
as a
saying. So
cashier?
just like any other person, like Nancy Pelosi,
Yeah,
we know what she
that's
did to get the money. We know that
See, but
she's definitely guilty of something.
McDonald's is a corporation. Nancy Pelosi's a person. So
Right.
those are two different things. Like, are we talking about corporations or a person?
I would say they're
I mean, they're not similar
no. I would say one has nothing to do with the other in that case.
in that case, because
They're
trust
both
somebody.
because
entities of
Nancy
power.
Pelosi really because Nancy Pelosi really can't employ people where McDonald's can.
Well funded, they have a voice. They control outcomes. McDonald's literally is responsible for the obesity epidemic, and I don't know what Nancy Pelosi is responsible for, but she probably did some stuff
No,
that
I would
Probably
clearly
insider
people don't agree
trading.
with.
I would say that McDonald's is partly responsible for the obesity.
Yeah, I mean,
along with many
Partly.
other of the
yeah,
fast food places.
I wouldn't say, because the responsibility lies into the person too. You have a
You're
choice to
right.
make.
Spoons
like,
don't
who's
kill
your favorite
people.
place to get fat at?
It's spoons don't kill
I
people.
agree
It's
with you.
ice cream on the spoon that kills people.
Right. And and it's the person that has the whipped cream on the spoon,
Yeah.
putting it in their mouth.
It's probably like the
Right.
top three.
I mean, we're talking like it's not the McDonald's corporation's fault
And
that
then they
they
got
have a
a
product
refrigerator
that
in the
they
garage with
perfected.
more whipped cream.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not the fault of McDonald's that they perfected a product and made it good.
So
Okay?
all these politicians,
It's not their
all these
fault.
people in power,
The person,
it's not their fault they're up there. If they're corrupt and they're in a position of power, that's our fault.
no, again, we circle back to the whole thing of, the net worth of most
Who's
of
eating
these
at
politicians
McDonald's?
are zilch. No. The net worth of these politicians are near zilch when they start, and then they make
Right.
money, and then they get corrupt. They're not just automatically corrupt. They do their campaign and they say, "I'll do this, I'll do that." Then when they get into office, and then they get their first $1 million lined in their pocket by lobbyists, then they become corrupt. But they make the choice to become corrupt.
Yeah.
McDonald's didn't make any choice. McDonald's made a product. McDonald's made it good, and and it's the choice of the people that.
They had no need to be corrupt.
No, there's no need to be corrupt. Yeah, with McDonald's, there is no need, but the people have a choice. If we want to go out, us as just the regular people have a choice to go out and order a Big Mac, or we can go and buy a salad or whatever, or eat an egg, and again, it has nothing to do with affordability. Egg is the poor man's protein. You can go get a carton of eggs cheaper and feed yourself multiple times more than buying a Big Mac just once. And especially today, a Big Mac meal being close to $20. You can go buy 3-4 cartons of eggs for $20. You can scratch that. I can go to Walmart and buy 60 eggs for $11. Yeah, that's going to feed me for a long time.
Well,
That's going to feed me for a long, and I still haven't made that $20 mark. I can go buy a loaf of bread and some mayonnaise and have egg sandwiches.
Look. Sidebar real quick. They're talking about the presidents. Can you read it?
Is it
says
approval rating?
21st century presidents age 65 plus who approve. About this point in second term, Bush 34, Obama 39, Trump 44. That's from Enton's aggregate. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't believe in polls. Polls lie.
It's always
you got one poll
skewed,
saying he's 37%. You got another poll, he's 50-something%. The midterms are going to decide whether he's popular or not. The midterms will decide whether he's popular or not. If we maintain control, if the Republicans maintain control of the House and Senate, then he's a lot of people out there like what the president's doing.
Oh yeah.
They've skewed the polls many times. Back in 2016, Hillary was supposed to win in a landslide. She didn't. She got the popular vote, but she didn't win the electoral college.
I don't know, there's so
And
much
again,
around that still. Like from my perspective, I still feel like, there's only one goal at the end of the day. We're only trying to do one thing. Like, why is there so much, even between the countries, why is there so much confusion about the resources on the planet, how many people there are, like the amount of food, which direction it's going, who needs what? Like, why is there just so many questions left unanswered? Why are there so many people just wondering, and living in the state of confusion? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand that? Does that make sense?
why is there a state of confusion of all what's going on?
Yeah, like why we have the technology and the data on all of the resources on the planet. We know how many people there are. We know how much food people need to eat. We know where the food is and where it needs to get to.
Yeah.
I mean, I say it. Maybe just saying it is a lot easier than actually doing it. Like getting the cargo ships and the containers and the trains and getting all that organized. And it just seems like, when you draw it out on a map or you write it down on a paper, it's like, okay, we wrote it down, let's go. And then once you start trying to execute the plan, it's like everything just seems to go haywire. It's like trying to play the phone game, and then every time one ship gets to the next port and they got to unload the containers, like everything's all a hot mess by then. And everybody's lost the paperwork, or the one guy's lost his job, and a new guy has to go in, or it's just
I
it's
think
endless.
it's well organized.
Yeah.
I think it's all well organized, but I mean, there's no confusion about things. Why there's confusion about things is because of different information.
Yeah.
We're getting information over here. Like let's say what's going on currently. The president's crazy. He went off the rails, and then you got information over here. He's playing 4D chess. And dealing with all these situations. I mean, that's where the confusion comes in so far as that. I mean, I don't think it has to do anything with ports and stuff like that. I mean, that's a highly
Well, the
organized
Strait of
situation there. I mean, I've spoken to a few longshoremen, and they love their job because to be a longshoreman, you get paid a lot of money. I mean, to even get a longshoreman job, you need to know somebody in there,
Oh yeah.
and that is a very nepotistic type of a
Now,
a
Steve,
job.
Stephen, I have to go and talk to my son. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, Tom. It's great to see you.
You're very welcome. Okay. Good to see you too.
I know it is getting. Oh wow, yeah, it's 10 o'clock here,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have an early morning possibly. If you guys want to come back in the morning, I'll call you at like 4 or
What
5
time?
a.m.
No.
Oh, I'm
Don't
not
call
going
us.
to be up.
Don't call us. We won't be up.
We won't be up.
Yes.
Well, we'll
All
do it
right.
again.
Yeah,
We'll do it
yeah.
again another night.
Yeah. Thank you for including us tonight.
Yeah, no, thank you again for coming by, you guys. Have a great night,
All right.
and
All right. Have a good night.
we'll put a pin
Bye.
on all these key points. All right. Good
Yeah.
night.
Night.
All right, everyone. Well, that was Joe and Tom. Little conversation. Definitely went a little bit longer than 30 minutes, and I want to thank everyone again for coming on through. We are very grateful for your listening to us, going over our ideas and perspectives on different topics in the world. What's going on out there, what's everybody up to. The things that are on our minds all vary. We all have different opinions and things that we worry about, and that's part of life. That really is. And the more we communicate and are able to express ourselves and take our turns talking, you know, it really is going to help facilitate that new world that I'm personally dreaming of. I know you. A lot of the conversation between Joe and I. Joe is very aware of the world and the politics. And if you have questions or you want more Joe, let me know, because we can have all the Joe that you want. And I got Tom there to back up with some backup vocals, and definitely add in a lot of good history, a lot of good information that Tom has embedded in that brain of his. And yeah, we'll just have a great time, everyone. Like I was saying, Joe, he can really tell us some very interesting things about bills and deals and all the interesting things that all these countries partake in on a regular basis. So I am going to send my son off to bed as well. Tom is going to have a discussion with his son and have him a good night bidding. And I thank you again. We all thank you here at Stargoat Studios. You are the Stargoat. You sleep well. If it's nighttime, you have a great day. It must be Monday in like Japan or Nigeria, right? Be well. Much love, peace, and happiness, and joy, and opulence.